If a Christian commits suicide, will they go to heaven? Yes. While it is true that a Christian who commits suicide will go to heaven, it should not give us the impression that we can deliberately commit suicide. God has set a time for us to be born, Jeremiah 1 verse 5. God has set a time for us to die, Psalm 90 verse 12. Both are in His hands, not ours. To take our life is a sin, but it is covered by the blood of Christ, 1 John 1:7. This article is written to bring comfort to those who have lost loved ones in suicide, but never to encourage a person to do so. Because when Jesus died on the cross, He paid for all of our sins, past, present, and future, which includes the sin of suicide and or any other sins which we might have at death. All of our sins are paid for in full, not just up to the time of our conversion, but all the way to heaven. This glorious truth is established in the following 5 of many biblical passages. The first one is, "It is finished," John 19:30. Here Jesus declares that all our sins are paid for, past, present, future. Consequently, Jesus won't have to come back and be crucified again every time we sin. It's all paid for, once for all, in the great sacrifice of Christ. J. Vernon McGee says, "One sacrifice for sins forever." That's exactly right. And then the statement, "Jesus sat down," in Hebrews 10, verses 12 and 13. We read, "But this man, after he had offered sacrifice for sins forever, sat down on the right hand of God, from henceforth till his enemies be made his footstool." Jesus sat down because His work of redemption was complete. That is, it covered the past, the present, and the future. He will remain seated until He is crowned King of Kings, and time is no more. All of our sins are paid for in full, past, present, and future, and that for the time of our conversion until we enter the pearly gates. They're all paid. And then we are complete in Him, Colossians 2:10. That, my friend, means, among other things, our salvation is complete, past, present, future. Our salvation is perfect. Our sins are all washed away in the blood of the Lamb. It includes a suicide because our sins are paid for in full. Jesus paid it all. All to Him I owe. Sin had left a crimson stain. He washed it white as snow. Not in part, but in whole. Past, present, future. And then we have the statement, "We are perfected forever," Hebrews 10:14. "For by one offering He, Jesus, hath perfected," made perfect, "forever them that are sanctified," set aside for God. Perfected for how long? Forever. That includes past, present, future. If the future part of it bothers you, let me remind you all of our sins were in the future when Jesus paid for them on the cross. And then Jesus holds us in His hand, John 10:28 and 29. Mind you, we do not hold on to Jesus, but Jesus holds on to us. Listen to Jesus. "They shall never perish, neither shall any man pluck them out of my hand." Then Jesus added, "My Father, which gave them unto me, is greater than all, and no man is able to pluck them out of my Father's hand." John 10, verses 28 and 29. So here you have it. The Father holds the Son's hand. Someone asks, "What if I break away from God and sin?" You mean you're stronger than God? Good grief. Friend, if you have been born again, John 3 verse 3 tells us you are destined for heaven no matter what. Romans 8:30. God bless you. Take comfort in that.